I'm Dominique Falls, and I'm a lecturer and sessional instructor in the Gender and Women's Studies department at SFU, as well as a sessional instructor in the Sociology and Anthropology department at SFU. And I also teach as a lecturer in the Sports Science department at Douglas College. So in terms of my professional experience, I sit on a board for North Shore Girls Soccer Club, and I'm the vice president of the Adult Women's Program. I also sit on the Via Sport, which is kind of the new Sport BC. I sit on their Girls and Women in Sport Advisory Group. So we advise the province on issues relating to girls and women in sports. And I also sit on the board, and I'm a coach in the Vancouver Street Soccer League, which is a soccer league for homeless individuals or marginalized individuals in the downtown east side. Academically, my professional background is as a sports sociologist. So I have done most of my work in sports sociology, sociology, and anything kind of related. There are a few reasons why there are patterns of lack of involvement or lack of participation of girls and women in sport. The first one is because women's sport is trivialized. So girls and women's sport is trivialized, and by that I just mean that you don't want to join, for instance, you don't want to be friends with a kid who's not popular in school. So for a lot of girls and women, they don't want to join girls or women's sports because they think it's a joke. That's what they hear all the time. So they don't see it as a thing to invest themselves into. And I guess the second reason is also the messages they hear. So they hear that girls and women's sport is a joke from where? From the media, from their parents who may have grown up in a culture where, you know what, I didn't play sports as a mother, so I don't understand why you should play. Where they carry really traditional gender roles in terms of women's place being in the arts, in the academics, and that any sports participation should be recreational at best, right? So you get those messages. And that would be why girls and women wouldn't join. So that initial getting involved. In terms of girls and women dropping out, let's say, right? So you have this clear drop off at about 12 years old for girls in sport. And then you have a huge drop off at like 17, 18 and not continuing on into adulthood. A lot of research talks about in terms of for 12 years old, that's that age where parents, the media, social expectations are that a girl will start to decide whether she's going to be like a real woman. So, 12 from 5 to 12, boys and girls really act in a lot of similar ways. They're kind of participating in a lot of the similar stuff. They're more androgynous. And at about 12 years old, that's where we expect girls to develop their personality as women and girls. That's also when their bodies change. It's when they are experiencing, getting their period, getting breasts, hair is changing, size is changing. And so they take on more of a role of a woman. And if a lot of what they're telling or hearing is that women are never true athletes, they'll never be able to be like men, that girls who play sports are butch, they're tomboys, they're lesbians, they're going to want to drop out because they don't see it as consistent, like that them as a girl can't be an athlete. So that's at that younger age, you get that. And then that's when the parents start funneling them into piano or even ballet. Like when they do stay in recreational activities, they're much more feminine. At the 18, 19-year-old age, it's often by that point they drop out because they either have experienced like incredible sexism and just don't feel that it's worth participating in anymore. Again, they're told that, it's no longer a joke. It's no longer that your parents are pushing you into sport. Now you're out doing it on your own. And so for a lot of women, they're experiencing discrimination, sexism, oppression in sport, and their parents aren't there to encourage them to keep playing. So you get a lot of girls that at the age of 18 are like, oh, thank God, I don't have to wrestle anymore. My parents aren't pushing me to wrestle. So I would say, those are two key periods that women drop out of sport at, and those are kind of some general reasons that they would drop out.